Hey there, Taurus. How's it going? Hope everything's going good with you and yours. Welcome to your week of May 9th, 2022 weekly reading. We're going to be looking at a couple oracle cards here to start things off, and then we're going to look at your past, your present, and your future. Hopefully something in here resonates with you, Taurus. If it does, that's awesome. If it doesn't, it just doesn't resonate with you, or it's just not part of your message, so don't worry about it. It's just not everything can be for everyone, of course, nature of the beast here. But if it does resonate with you, hey, leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. Always love to hear that stuff. Always love to see it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for showing up. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're old returning viewer, I say old like you're decrepit or something. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I hope things have been going good since the last time I saw you. So here we go into your reading. We're starting things off. We got the koi fish spirit and the brown bear spirit saying there's always enough, and we need to take some time out too with the bear spirit here, which is really interesting here. I feel like this is almost an energy of feeling like you have to go because there's a scarcity for some reason, right? Feeling like you have to push yourself to your limits because you can't achieve everything you want to achieve if you take a break, or you lose pace, or you regress because you take some time out. But the truth is here, the thing is, there is always enough. There is always enough. Like, there is a market for everything in the world, right? You look at something like YouTube here, right? I always thought of, like, when I first got into tarot and stuff, looking on YouTube, I always looked at like 4 or 5 different tarot readers and thought, oh, they're the big ones. They're the ones that will always be on, get the most views, the most subscribers, all that good stuff, right? And then as I kind of immersed myself more in the online tarot world, I noticed that there's a lot more people out there, right? There's a lot more big tarot reading channels, even more than I ever thought, and doing different things. So there's always a market for stuff, and there's always room, even on something that feels crowded or feels like there isn't enough room. There is always enough there for you. So don't feel like you're going to miss out because there's just a scarcity here, and don't feel like you got to rush yourself and push yourself to the limit 100% of the time, because of that, right? You can take some time out and rest here. And we're seeing that here a lot with your past energy here, especially we got the Wheel of Fortune, the 8 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands here. That's a lot of fast moving energy. That's like a wheel, a top spinning as fast as you can get it to go, right? The 8 of Wands is the second fastest card in the deck. The Knight of Wands, the second fastest moving knight. It's kind of like you're pushing yourself almost right to the limit. I almost feel like you're not quite at your limit, but it's kind of like this is the best you can do because you've been pushing yourself for so long, right? You just keep putting in the time, you keep putting in the effort because you want to keep the Wheel of Fortune spinning. You want to keep the positive momentum. You want to keep the luck up, right? You want to keep, pushing the limit here because, you're on a hot streak or you're doing well here, it feels like, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're gambling, but, in life in general, when it comes to whatever you're trying to accomplish here, it feels like you're really just kind of, maybe taxing yourself a bit too much, I feel here, Taurus, right? So let's take a look at some clarifiers for this, all right? Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. We'll start here. We'll start at the top and work our way down. All right? Does that sound good? I didn't hear you say yes, but I'm assuming you did. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Page of Wands here. Some more wands here. Some more of that kinetic energy. Some more of that, passion, that creativity. With the Page of Wands, definitely you feel like you have that wealth spring. Like you feel like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can keep this up all day, right? Like Captain America says, right? But the thing is, even that youthful exuberance that eventually hits its limit too, right? So let's clarify the 8 of Wands here. What do we got? Clarifying the 8 of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. Wow, even more wands here. You're all about that energy, right? I feel like you're a little ball of energy, and it's almost like it feels like you really are trying your hardest. You're trying your damnedest, but it's just it's like you just keep putting out the energy and putting out the energy and putting out the energy because you feel like you have to keep doing this. If you don't put out the energy, what's going to happen here? With that Queen of Wands too, you're really trying to focus on the positive, trying to focus on you, trying to be confident, trying to, push that out here. I feel like you're confident that you could keep this up forever, right? But everything kind of breaks eventually, right? There, the things come, they ebb, they flow. There's cycles. There's cycles. There's flows. There's peaks and valleys to us, right? Like, let's clarify that Knight of Wands. Six of Swords. Yeah, you feel like I feel like you're. Yeah. Okay. It's almost like you're heading towards like calm waters, and it's the Magician here. You're trying to manifest something for sure. Definitely trying to manifest something. You're trying to get something. You're trying to achieve something. You're trying to bring something into reality here. Maybe it's love here because we got the Lovers coming up. But it just kind of feels like with that Six of Swords, it's almost like you're heading towards the point where you need to calm down, right? You're kind of, it's like you're fighting the rough waters here, like with the Six of Swords, it's like you're kind of combating them a bit. You're trying to be like, oh, okay, I'm trying to work against it instead of working with the flow. You're kind of working against it, and that's kind of like creating the shift. And it's like the universe is almost trying to tell you to like calm down, like settle down. Like, we're trying to help you out here. We're trying to work with you here as best we can. Like, please just calm down, right? All right, so we got the Lovers, we got the High Priestess, and the Tower here in your present energy here. Really interesting. Like, there's a lot of major arcana here in your reading, because we also have we have two more over here, and we had one to start us off here. So that's 6 major arcana out of your 9 cards here. Very interesting for like your initial spread, of course, here. But yeah, with the Lovers, the High Priestess, and the Tower, it's like, I feel like you, in the back of your mind, there's something gnawing at you, telling you like, this has got to change, this has got to stop, right? Because like, there's, with this Koi fish spirit saying there's always enough, it's almost like the Tower here is telling you like, you got to change something. Like, there's something here that needs to be tore down and then rebuild, right? And we need to rebuild it better. We need to make it better here. And it feels like that. With the High Priestess, again, like I was talking about cycles and such, she has her crown there, which represents the moon. She also has the moon, of course, down by her feet here. And the moon comes and goes in cycles, right? And, we have a full moon, then we have like a half moon, then or like the waxing and crescent moons and such, right? Like, we have all different sorts of phases of the moon, which is interesting because we have the moon coming up here in your future as well. So maybe that's something to keep an eye out on, cycles of the moon and such here at this time. But that's the thing, is like, it is about cycles. It is about how, things like you have the full moon, which is great and everything, but it feels like you're trying to keep it at full all the time, right? And it just doesn't work like that, right? And you're fighting against it here. And I feel like you need to kind of tear down that ideology or that thought process or that method or whatever you're doing right now and build it back up. For some of you, I feel like this is something to do with love. Maybe you're just constantly out there pursuing love, right? And, I know how it feels to be lonely, and I know what it feels like, right? Where you're single and you're like, I just want to find my person, right? And you're just kind of out there like trying to find them. You're out on dating sites, you're out trying to meet people, you're out doing whatever, trying to improve yourself as best you can to draw that person in. But sometimes there's other stuff you need to work on in order to draw in love. You can't just like seek it constantly, right? Because, you can certainly. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, of course, but, I feel like a lot of people, when you find love, it's when you're working on other stuff. It's when you're trying to, make yourself complete, or as complete as you can make yourself, of course, when you're trying to work on all of these other things. And I feel like that's kind of something here where it's like, maybe you just need to take a break from pursuing love, right? You need to just take a break from that and work on some other things that make you feel joyous, right? Because you want to share your life with someone, right? You want to share your life with another person. And it's almost like, you're sharing what you have now, but it's like you could have so much more to share with them, right? Which I feel like is something kind of important here, is maybe you need to take some time up, build yourself up more, and then go out and pursue love after that. But we'll see what the clarifiers are telling us. Maybe I'm completely off base. Who knows? But let's start by clarifying the Tower. See what we got here. What do we got clarifying the Tower? We got the Seven of Wands here. So yeah, it feels like you're defending your position too much. Like you're kind of like, no, this is the way I have to do it. Like this is how it has to be, right? Like, and it just feels like you're looking at things kind of almost, I don't want to say narrow-minded, but too like kind of like tunnel vision, too focused in on like one thing, right? When it's like, no, we need a change here, right? We do need a change. You're trying to defend your position from the change. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Six of Cups, yeah, definitely. Six of Cups is card of nostalgia, card of getting back in touch, a card of, sort of your childhood, sort of that kind of nostalgic energy here. So yeah, definitely focusing on, maybe focusing on something that maybe you haven't done for a long time, maybe since you were a kid, something that you really enjoyed back then, maybe reigniting some energy for that. Maybe might help you out a lot here if you had something you don't do anymore since you were a child. So, all right, and let's clarify the Lovers here as well. And the Lovers, we got Judgment clarifying. That's actually really interesting, because I just did Capricorn's reading, and they also had Judgment clarifying the Lovers. That's really interesting. Maybe you want to go give Capricorn's reading and checking out after this one, especially if you have Capricorn in your chart. But yeah, Judgment, it's just like, it feels like you're too committed to that, right? It feels like you're too committed to love. You're so focused on it. You're so focused on like, this is what I need right now. I need love. I want love, right? And you're committed to like, I'm going to do whatever I can to get to it. And it feels like you need to just kind of take a break from it, because it's like, if your person's out there, you're going to find them. You're going to be with them for sure. Well, your person is out there, obviously, if you're single and you're watching this. Your person's out there. They're not going to go anywhere. And at least if they, if like the stars and the moon and the planets don't align for you now, that doesn't mean they're not going to align later, right? The Koi Fish Spirit says there's always enough. It's much like the Empress, who talks about abundance, talks about that there will always be enough. There will always be a bountiful harvest. There will always be more opportunities to find your person out there. You don't need to really like hone in on like, it has to be now, right? So we got in your future here, we got the Four of Swords, the Moon, and the Chariot. So very good if you got Pisces or Cancer in your chart with the Moon and the Chariot respectively there. Nice little bonus when you're coming in strong. If not, even still here with the Chariot, the Moon, and the Four of Swords, I feel like the Four of Swords is telling us that you need to rest, you need to recover, you need to take a break. Like, look at this little knight dude on here. He's resting up. He's getting ready here. I feel like that's what you need to do, is kind of take a break, kind of be on your own for a little while, or at least maybe not on your own, like just go in hermit mode here, but just kind of being on your own when it comes to love. Like, put that as kind of aside for now and kind of focus on you and focus on what you want to do here, right? The Moon talks about being on your own path, doing what you need to do. You may not be able to see all ends, but that's okay, right? You may not see when you're going to encounter the love of your life and when you two are going to finally be together, but that doesn't mean you're not heading in the right direction by taking a break or taking some rest, right? You want to be your best when you meet them, of course. So why not, what's the word here? Why not, there's a word here, but I want to say just cultivate yourself a little more here. I was going to say fumigate, but that's not right. But just kind of build yourself up a little more, right? What's wrong with, a little more flavor, being a little more savory, right? When you finally meet them, And with the Chariot here, once you get out there, you're going to find them. You're going to go after them once you're ready to go. I feel like just, take some time to focus on you for a while here instead of focus on someone else. And then once you got it all figured out and you're like, all right, I feel like I'm ready to go now, you can take charge and you can go out and go find that person again, right? Once you're rested and ready to go here. I love that. Could also be, if you're looking for love, you might be finding a Pisces or a Cancer here in the future for you. Could be one of those two signs. It could be an air sign too, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini here as well. So let us clarify. Let's clarify that Four of Swords. What do we got for it? Clarifying the Four of Swords. What do we have? We got the King of Pentacles here. So maybe that's what you need to do, is you need to put in some hard work when it comes to like your finances or your material world here. Maybe you need to work on that a little bit here. Maybe a budget will do you some good, or a diet or something like that. You probably know more than you would know more than I would, of course. Or it could just be saying here you're resting up so that you can be like the King of Pentacles and really work hard on what you want to achieve, right? You really put the time in once you're ready to go. Clarifying the moon. Oh my God, we got a lot of cards trying to get away there, but they'll never escape. Let's clarify the moon here. See what we got. Clarifying the moon, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, like you're on your path. Like it's okay. Go for some rest. Go do whatever you want to do. Recharge your batteries so you can start off again. I love that. That's great. And clarifying the Chariot as well. What do we got? What do we got for the Chariot clarifier? We got the Six of Pentacles here. So yeah, once you're ready to go, you can be more charitable. You can share your life, share with others, give, right? Give parts of yourself to others once you're ready to go. Once you're, rested up, relaxed, more focused on yourself, built yourself up more, right? Improved your situation more, and then you can go out and share yourself with someone else. So I think that's beautiful. Hope that helped you out here, Taurus. If you want to help out the channel, leave a like down below, leave a comment. You can also subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to stick around. And of course, you can check out your sun, moon, and rising sign videos after this one, see what might all be coming for you in the week ahead. And I will see you next time.